situations like this, you have to really take into careful consideration of who you entertain. Geno Smith. I mean, I like Geno, but a lot of times it seems like as if he don't make the smartest decisions when it comes to life. On the field, he's a role player, but off the field, is he a role player as well? Because if you're not a role player in real life off the field, there's no way that as a leader, as a black man, that you'll be caught up in a situation to where it seems as if the woman that you with or that shacking up with, because I don't even think they even have any kids together, sit up there and say that you put hands on her and run outside screaming help and scream help one time at that. Just made it seem like everything else that she was saying that she lied up on Geno about him putting his hands on her. It made it seem as if it was a lie, because when she went outside and yelled help one time, I said, okay, yeah. And how loud she was, and when he was trying to tell her to get off of his property, one thing I want Geno to understand, I don't know what state that he lives in, but in some parts of these, depends on what state you currently reside. You cannot kick somebody out that's been living with you for the past, I think, whether it's a couple of months. I think it's a law. Yeah, it's a law out there, and I forget the name of it. But if someone is staying with you, I think for more than 2 months, or if it's 4 months, I'm not really, sure about the time duration. But you can't kick them out. It's by law that they, live with you, and you cannot even remove them. Even if you're the one paying the mortgage, the bills, whatever, if it's an apartment or a house, you can't kick them out. So I don't know how that would work in his favor, depending on how long that him and this lady was talking. But obviously, there's been rumors that, I'm thinking that it's something dealing with, cheat. Geno probably entertain some other women, females or whatever. And I think that she known this for some time, and she just wanted, a reason to not, I guess, because they have a special needs. Well, Geno has a special needs child. And this is not him and her baby, I'm not thinking. That if I'm wrong, correct me, but I don't think that this is a kid that was by her. Because from the situation, me looking at it, I'm saying okay, she's saying he neglected their special needs kid. So I'm like, why would he neglect his own child? And then it being special needs like that don't even strike me as the type of character that Geno withholds within himself. Come on, man. So by him calling the police, it gave me every indication that this situation gave me every, proof that this is something that was an accusation, put upon him from her, because she feels hurt. She's so emotionally hurt to the point that, she's fed up. So the only resort that she can get out of this is by making up a story and saying that he put hands on him. Because if a man telling you to get off of his property, it don't strike me as a man that want to take any chances by putting his hands on you, knowing that he will go to jail and lose money. And depending on how long they've been going together, who knows how much she can get broke off from the situation if it goes to court, if that was a situation the way he did those things. But this is all a lie, man. This is all something made up, because looking at this and just listening to this, I'm like, man, Geno, why are you with someone? Why do men be with someone? This is not this is kind of like a rhetorical question, because most guys that be in situations like this, toxic like this, is only because that thing down there that she got, it has not only an effect that boys only let affect them to the point of them staying with this woman. Because if it only comes down to sexual intercourse, if that's the only thing that's keeping you with that woman, then you already know what you need to do. You already know that this is something that's not healthy and something that you shouldn't prolong any longer, because you know it can lead to situations like this. Now, by Geno calling the police first, that was a smart move, because we already know that no matter what the race is, if you're a black man and the police is called on you by whomever lady that you're entertaining, it can go against your favor, even if that's your residence and you paying bills, mortgage, or whatever that may, whatsoever. So it was smart for him to call the cops first. But it makes him look dumb, because it's like, Geno, you would never be in this situation if you didn't have this woman living with you, man. Like, you know who you dealing with. So why would you move her in, number one? And number two is like, you knowing on top of that, moving her in, that we living in a world nowadays where a lot of women are not. I mean, women are crazy. I mean, we already know that. But it's like, it's so high to the point today when it comes down to, mental health, that it's taking effect upon a lot of our sisters, man. And it kind of make it seem like as if they are our enemy at times, because mental health is so high amongst the black community, especially with black women, to the point that it seems like, damn, it's like being in a relationship with a black woman. Is it safe? I mean, you question yourself, like, is this like something that will rub off on me, and her mental health issues will start, making the point like I start having them because I'm dealing with this. And I don't know how to get rid of it. Because sometimes once you get into something, it ain't easy to get out of. I mean, marriage is another thing. That's business-wise, contractual-wise. So that's a whole nother stress load if one party don't want to sign the papers. But if you're not even married and you're in a relationship and it's like you just with this woman, it's like she has a free right to do whatever she wants to, because a marriage can, be put in writing that she has to stay a certain amount of feet away from you if y'all going through a divorce and you don't want this person like to be nowhere near you. Like, you can do that too when you're not married. But I feel like when you get a divorce, it's like, it can kind of, how can I put this? If you're trying to get a divorce and you don't no longer want this person to be, under one roof as you, I feel like your voice could be maybe heard a little bit, more, because you're trying to break away from that person and by getting this divorce and trying to get her to sign off, then versus you just with somebody and y'all ain't got no sort of type of, marriage, no nothing. It's just y'all just with somebody, because you can like order like having a order protection by having somebody like, signing off and wanting somebody to stay a certain amount of feet away from you. You can do that. True. But it's like, it won't stop anything either way it goes, whether you're married or not. So it just all falls upon the moral to the story is make sure you know who you with and stop trying to wife up broken women that haven't even, tried to heal themselves, haven't took any self-love journeys, haven't took time to themselves to even develop a self-love journey pathway so they can be able to know how to love somebody. Because you ain't going to be able to know how to love no one if you don't even know how to love yourself first. That's just a fact proven. So if you don't know how to love yourself first, there's no way you'll be able to know how to love anyone else. So this is a prime example of the situation right here what Geno's going through. And I mean, like, hopefully, like, you can want to say, like, this brother, like, hopefully he learned something from this situation, because this could have went all bad. It really could have been. She could have drawn a gun on him. He could have drawn one on her, and it could have just went all the way south. But Geno knows that, I don't know how much longer he got left in the league, but you got to really use your brain in these situations. And he did the right thing by, calling 911. Because, I mean, if you Geno Smith, you need all the money you can get, and you don't really can't afford to lose no money, especially in no situation like this. If you Geno Smith, you got to save as much as possible. Because we don't know what his career is going to look like after he gets out the league. And I can't even believe he's in the league this long. But, hey, he's a role player. So when you're a role player, you really got room, to be in the league for however long they want you to. But this is Ecstasy Reality TV, man. Y'all like to get up, subscribe to the channel. And I'll holler at y'all on the next tip, man. One love. Peace.